Hi, welcome back to another edition of Engaging Humans. Today I'm with Scarlet Bjornson. Did I pronounce that correctly?
You sure did.
Okay. Creativity is ignited because of a problem or a challenge or a situation, and creativity has to come into play to get past that problem. What was the particular challenge or problem you wanted to overcome?
Oh, goodness. Trying to get a good date. Really.
What was the creative packaging? How did you put it all together? What was the name of the project?
The name of the project was 52 First Dates. I started with a blog. I had, rules and outlines as to what would happen, and I took a video of it. I spoke to, my sphere, say Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and I said, hey, this is what I'm doing now. Send me some dates. And that was kind of it.
Bring in the dates.
It was basic, very, very basic.
What was the reaction like?
The reaction was really interesting. From the friends that I thought would come back and say, Scarlet, you have really lost it this time. They were really, really supportive. They had said, I'm surprised somebody else didn't think of this sooner, or this is a really great platform for, even if it's just a first date rating guide. And I thought, oh, that's another direction I could take it someday. But and then a couple of other people, like maybe my ex-husband, was like, I don't want to see you on my TV, and I don't want to see you out there. So
did nobody say, Scar, this is crazy?
No, just a couple of well-meaning girlfriends that were like, make sure you're safe, make sure somebody knows who you're with and where you're going. Yeah.
How did it all turn out?
The first couple were okay.
So the date was good, and whether you're 18 or you're 60, go outdoor skating. It's sweet, it's romantic, there's undivided attention. I don't think I could have picked a better first date option.
But then as it went on, there was a bit of a nudes feature on a couple of the stations, and then there was a thing in the Metro News, the little handout that goes out to the coffee shops and stuff around town. So there was that, and then randoms started coming to me and emailing me, and it was really awful, actually.
Tell me about some of your bad experiences. How bad were they?
Okay, so the one fella, we went out to a pub just to check out a new pub, and anyway, he ended up telling me about his criminal record, which, by the way, was a prerequisite.
No
Please
criminal
don't have
record.
a criminal record.
He was right out of jail?
Yeah, he was right out
Okay.
of jail, and I was like, oh, Lord. And
Now,
it was
did
just hard.
you do a write-up on him afterwards? And could your date see what your critique was of them afterwards?
Just the first couple, because they were so good about it. But then moving forward, the guy with the criminal record, I could tell that he thought this date was going to go someplace
Else.
that date. And I was kind of, I felt, assaulted by that. So I didn't write about it because it just kind of shut me down a little bit.
In a recent episode of Fast Company magazine, they talked about the 100 most successful creative people in business, and Amy Poehler was one, and one of her best lines was, when you're doing comedy, and I think this applies to any creative project, you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. So did you find yourself in a position where the whole idea was uncomfortable, and how did you get comfortable with it?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. Yes, I put the blog out there, I wrote the thing, and I did the videos, and I said, hey, get me some dates, and then the next morning I kind of had a blog hangover, and it was like, what did I do? Why did I do that? And I thought, everyone's going to think I'm insane, kind of back to what I was saying before. Then I felt very vulnerable. When you have something that you've done on your own, out there for the general public, like this was public, it wasn't just to my sphere, this was out to Twitter, that's public. Facebook, some posts are public. Instagram, the content can be found by anybody. What are they gonna think? And then I felt, not to be dramatic, but I felt very small, because it was one of those moments where, what if nobody likes me? And then I thought, you know what? Just keep doing it. Who cares? And I don't, right or wrong, that's just keep doing it. You thought this was a good idea, just move forward with it and plug through, and who knows what'll happen from it. And
Now, the 52 First Dates site is no longer, correct?
right.
You took it down.
Yeah.
So it was a failure.
It was a failure. Yes, it was.
And I didn't mean to be so blunt about that. You failed, Scarlet. Because that's the thing with creativity is you have to be prepared to fail. And I think even the line about Amy Poehler being comfortable being uncomfortable can also apply to, can be 5 friends in a boardroom who've known each other for 20 years, but if you're brainstorming on something and you have a great idea, but you're afraid to put it out there because you think someone's going to say, no, that's a lousy idea. But you have to do that. You have to be prepared to move ahead, even though it could fail. And it will fail. And sometimes you learn, well, the old cliche, you learn more from your failure than from your success.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Yeah.
So what did the 52 First Dates website evolve into? Or have you come up with another direction, another idea?
So my new direction is I'm going to date myself because I'm
You're good. You show up on time when you make an arrangement. You're in a cheap date, probably.
That's right. I don't have a criminal record.
Excellent. Good.
I know my past. I know part of my future. So yeah. So I'm just gonna go and get comfortable with being alone.
What was the most successful part of the project?
I would say that I put it out there. I would say that I had an idea, and I did think it out, and I thought it through, and I did the videos, and then I put it out there.
So the best thing is you actually made it happen. You said you were going to do it, and you did it.
Yeah.
And you took away a lot of stuff from there that you can learn or use in project number 2.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, 100% I did. Yeah.
Okay, if you could go back in time to the moment you thought of the idea and spend 30 seconds with Scarlet Bjornson of that day and give her 30 seconds worth of advice, what would you tell her?
I would tell her to hire a private investigator. No, I'm just kidding. I would tell her that this is going to be a lot of work, and your screening process needs to be tight, and just to keep with it. Just to keep with it. Even though you're going to have a couple of bad dates, that's life. That's not just this project in general. You're going to have a couple of bad experiences, and don't let that stop you. Keep going. That's what I would say.
And it's okay to fail.
And it's okay to be a big failure.